Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity on behalf of StarCastTV. Upper right corner we have the M-Tube, aka Rush, starting as the purple Terran. Bottom right corner we have Action, starting as the red Zerg. This is going to be on Polypoid and should be a fierce one. Action, making a return to form, has always had very, very strong Mutalist Micro. You have Rush, who is just a phenom of early 2-barracks play and just finds ways to get into his opponent's base and shred defenses. I love it when, especially when he can get some early to... The thing is if you do not dedicate enough lurkers and enough zerglings and whatever to defend your third expansion or sometimes even your natural expansion, Rush is one of those guys where he'll drop a D-Matrix and just charge in and wipe everything out. I can only think of 1 or 2 engagements where I've seen him really flub it. Looks like he's going to go for a forward barracks to maybe try to punish an early 12 hatchery. Could turn into all-out aggression, but this isn't 8 racks, and I don't think the SCV construct... Yeah, doesn't look like any sort of pause on things overall, and I'm not seeing a second SCV make its way out. So this turns into an option where you have a good amount of Marines early. Sometimes you can plant down that bunker. Otherwise get a drone or 2, but can lift off and retreat otherwise. Does have trouble against... It's a little bit risky versus pool openers, but this is a 4-player map, so a good one to try it on. We are in fact seeing an 11 hatch from Action, bottom right hand corner. SCV Scout making its way out. 1 SCV making its way top left, second SCV going to make its way bottom right. And let's see if it finds... So the Overlord is here. Never mind, the Overlord... Does the Overlord... Yeah, the Overlord found the barracks. So gas at 202. Wow. That's actually pretty fast gas, and spawning pool behind it from Action. Looks like he's going to cancel the gas overall to defend against this early pressure. So first Marine making its way out. He's got that drone harassing that SCV. Both Marines crashing down. Spawning pool about halfway finished. The rest of the drones off the line. And so it looks like this might have been halted before it even started. Knowing Rush, though, I don't expect him to stop. The drones sneaking into the darkness here. More drones pulling off the line. This is a big dedication. This is 8 drones that are out on the field. So this actually still might end up paying off. Sorry, this is 9 drones. 1 drone getting killed right there. 2 drones getting killed. And with 3 drones, I think that makes it worth it. 4 drones killed, plus all this lost mining time. So even needing to cancel this bunker, I think it might have been worthwhile for Rush overall. He's dropped the count to 9. Now some Zerglings are out. Does need to recover, get a Marine, and maybe a bunker up at his main. We aren't seeing a gas follow-up, so it looks like this is going to be a command center construction. A lot of Zerglings flooding forward, forcing the cancellation of the bunker, the natural, to go ahead and get a few more minerals out here. Now there's some problems for Rush where he's separated between that barracks and the main, needs to pull some SCVs himself. This is a good opportunity for Action to get some economic catch-up. But with those 3 Marines, should be able to go ahead and seal that natural expansion and float that barracks back. So still going to pay off overall. SCV trying to bait those Zerglings forward. 8 Zerglings constructed. So big investment for Action to start, and it's just really not going to pay anything. And on top of that, he needed some of those drones. And SCV actually able to split the gaps somehow. Looks like it's going to die against that wall, though. Nice little juke maneuver. A very early drone making its way out. I think he wants to try to transition this. Did he grab the gas of the natural expansion rather than the main? But is going to grab a quick 3rd hatchery while he at least has some semblance of map control. Gas tacked on behind this. 2nd barracks as well. Drone going to plop that down. Bottom left, so that is going to be the location for the 3rd gas. I assume with this configuration we are going to see a Mutalist opener, although you can still go for that lurker play and drop the lurkers, you know, just do the single egg on the ramp sort of thing, or do the Mutalist lurker fold back. Command center up. Marines going to be constructed in large numbers. Rush with, yeah, just going to transition straight to the standard 2 barracks play. I would not be surprised at all to see him still go for that 2 medic timing and press at the front. Second gas being tacked on from action. And there's the Spire. The timing actually, despite all of that interruption, he supply capped himself a little bit right this second, but I gotta say this Spire is actually pretty close to on time. Despite all of the early shenanigans, usually you see Mulists out at 6:30, and I think that I'm trying to do the mental math of time. Never mind, this is actually gonna be much, much later. Here I was like, I think this is gonna be finished a little bit. Ignore me, bad casting. Whatever. Medic's going to be out. The Mulists are going to be ways away, so that's actually going to be another 2 drones, maybe even 3. Sometimes I might want to dedicate... If I was Action, I would actually dedicate 3 versus Rush, knowing his style of play, and he is building a fire bat. He wants a bust. Stim upgrading, engineering bay, halfway finished. Comsat's the front, sees the 2 sunken colonies. One morphing, the Zergling's being pushed back to the left. Yeah, the fire bat waiting in the wings, just in case there's that Zergling run by. Bottom left-hand corner is already up. The gas has not been tacked on yet at all. This is usually where you'd see the Mutalisk entering the base, and instead the Spire's just finishing. That's how off I was on that inside my brain. Go figure. The Marines kind of hunting and almost baiting this army. 20 supply lead for Rush right the second. Maybe trying to... Ooh, loses a single Marine. 2 Marines on off position right there. But it looks like he wants to gun down that left-hand corner, and he has forced 2 creep colonies to be constructed there. And I don't know if he compsat it or what, but upon both of those being dropped and expending 2 more drones, did he even know that base... How did he know that base was there? Firebat stimming, getting some free damage on the Zerglings. Ooh, able to kill 2 of them, making his life worth it. 4 barracks now up and sailing, +1 weapons on the way. Range just about finished, and the Mutalisks have not yet taken flight. +1 weapons is being upgraded, so Action does want to try to rely on them. And at this stage, if I was Action, especially with the double gas tack down, I might just try to transition into... Never mind, he's got Mutalisk up in the air. I might just transition to straight Mutalisks. A little bit off myself on this cast. Regardless, Marines camped out near that high ground mineral expansion, again pressing forward. 3 medics, no firebat support. This is without any science vessel support as well. He's got range and stim, but is already knocking on that natural expansion door. Mutalisks looking for an edge to maybe go up and create an assault. It's going to be a long time before +1 weapons is online. Single SCV is going to scout and confirm this bottom left-hand corner. The Queen's Nest being dropped there with an evolution chamber for +1 armor. And I think this is going to be an attempted skip by Action, kind of a pseudo crazy Zerg style, where he's going to try to skip the Hydralistan, although he's not playing. Oh, he is dropping a 3rd creep colony here on the front. Usually you'll see up to 5 out on the front. I'm kind of wondering what the math is. If someone knows, yeah, there we go. I'm wondering what the math is, Marines versus sunken colonies overall. Ooh, nice medic pick off there by Action. Zerglings finding the reinforcements. This is going to be a huge group of medic Marines, though, out on the front. Despite losing that first medic, that's going to be 5 medics overall, and it looks like nearly 2 control groups. And I'm almost wondering if Rush is going to go for it once that +1 weapons finishes, especially, ooh, picked off a Mulisk right there. A couple Marines being shredded. He's definitely threatening towards the front. We're going to keep an eye here and see once +1 weapons finishes if he just stims and runs. So there's an initial stim. The Mutalist is engaging along that corner. 4 medics still alive. It looks like another one got picked off. Again, fantastic play from Action overall, because those medics can be the more important part of this army. So +1 weapons finishes. It looks like Rush just going to hold 4 sunken colonies now in the front. Bottom left-hand corner, a 2nd evolution chamber being dropped. That 3rd gas active. I think it's somewhat disrupted by those sunken colonies, however. And Mutals trying to do what they can. +1 weapons just about to finish. Haven't gotten a lot of Marine kills, and now this is a huge batch of Marines. Oof. Practically able to wipe out a Mutalisk's as it pushes in back out, really mitigating their ability to engage here. There's that 5th Sunken Colony. And the Medic Marines completely withdrawing. They're going to try to engage bottom left. And Hive Tech is finished. There's an Ultralisk Cavern being dropped. Defiler's being skipped entirely. The Mutile's trying to harass here bottom left because 2 Sunken Colonies aren't going to hold it. A 3rd one being dropped. Are we going to see a 4th? So some drones being constructed. So it looks like it is going to be Sunken Colony defense on all ends. Not going to be in time, though, as Rush able to just walk up that ramp. The Mutile's now diving in, eating a lot of damage as they do so. And all of this action before the first Science Vessel even engaging on the field. Medic Marines taking some hits. They should be able to range that extractor and halt that 3rd gas, however. Trying to look back in the base. We have the double starport. There's the initial Science Vessels starting to make their way out on the field. And now this is turning into sunken defense for action. More Sunken Colonies being dropped. The Marines having a lot of trouble with the Mutilisks assaulting from behind and the Sunken Colonies from the front. And it looks like Rush going to end up losing the entirety of this army. Medics remain, and I don't think they're going to escape as well. I think it might have been, oof. Far be it from me to say that I'm not a better player than Action, but I would have loved to see him take down that gas and hold the position otherwise, rather than diving into the Sunken Colonies. But the thing is Rush is such an aggressor. Not out of this yet, but definitely down on supply. Action has sealed that 3rd gas at this stage. Evolution Chamber upgrades rolling. Defiler Mound dropped, a macro hatchery, and it looks like that armor upgrade being constructed as well. Looking for, there's a, wow, radiate, actually not research. This is, so on the opposite side, it's a very late irradiate research for Rush comparatively. I think he was hoping to just out macro the Mutilisks of Action with just being able to have such a mass of Medic Marines that as they dive in, he was able to wipe one out through focus fire as they're able to press in and out, but instead paying for it a little bit and getting just over ambitious top left-hand corner. The Mulis picking up yet again. Man, Action has been so good about picking off these trailing medics. There's the first irradiate. The 3 Mutilisks look like they're able to escape as it was a weakened Mutalisk that took the initial radioactive shot there. +1 Carapace already finished, and first Ultralisk taking the field. And it looks like the armor upgrade just finishing, surging to +3 Carapace, but the Science Vessel's pushing forward, immediately able to drop an irradiate on both it and the Defiler. Science Vessel loses its life in between, and this is still a lot of Sunken Colonies out on the front. The Marines trying to test that front door. A lot of them getting obliterated. And Rush has yet to go ahead and move out to grab a 3rd. He's got the 9 barracks he's looking for, continuing to grow that Science Vessel count. Action has snuck the 9 o'clock base in the meantime, and those Mutilisks looking to be active once again. Plague starting to be researched, Ultralisk Speed, and another macro hatch being dropped in the main. Overlord hunting to go ahead and put Action in the dark as well. And I don't know if that 9 o'clock base was comsatted or not, or Rush just wants to make sure that Action can't play passively. He's got to go ahead and get some units out in the field to test some locations. SCV top left, actually, guarding some of the nearby bases, just making sure that those weren't snuck. Ooh, nice pick off. That wasn't much of an air fleet from Action to be able to catch that Science Vessel. Has done a fantastic job of, usually it's the Zerg gas heavy units that are being picked off, but the medic have been picked off and the Science Vessels just keep falling here. Zerg mid-map, some Zerglings and Ultralisks now making their way up with the Defiler towards that natural expansion as Rush is going to go try to take that mineral only potentially. Mutilis peeling across, getting another Science Vessel. Defiler taking some hits, but able to save its own life. And now a trail forcing some units back, but the hatchery dead at the 9 o'clock location. Action dangerously close to the natural, forcing the units back at least a portion of those units back. Defiler's been irradiated, but this is still getting a sizable... Ooh, getting a plague out there, and I heard another science vessel picked off to the left. Radiates have been continuous, but Action continuing to press this line. He's got a little bit of a task force here. Dark Swarm not there to support, but has a nice trail of Swarm in between. Medic Marines cutting off the one location where the Defiler wasn't. So Action losing a lot of the troops. And it looks like that Ultralist has just been severely weakened by the time it was able to engage in that fight. Still, that Ultralist so beefy, just with the 2 Zerglings with the Adrenal upgrades and the Carapace upgrade of their own, able to wipe out a good amount of troops. 6 o'clock base checked, wiped out. Action near that mineral only. Or sorry, I should say rush near that mineral only. Trying to re-grab that 9 o'clock. Some Zerglings checking top left as well. Ultralist also making sure that 12 o'clock hasn't been grabbed. Action a little bit slow with all of those pushes towards Rush's front. Has yet to grab that 4th gas. Still has a massive amount of sunken colonies to work with at both locations to provide some defense. Oh, actually, sorry, we only got 3 left. Bottom left-hand corner. The 9 o'clock base once again being canceled. The drone instead going to walk to the top left-hand corner. That's going to be a tough defense. More radiates being dropped, and the Marines and medics now going for it. Try to track their upgrades. Level 2 weapon, level 2 armor. Getting 1 sunken colony, but expending a good amount of their troops. Another radiate being dropped to keep Action locked into his bases. It looks like some Zerglings and Ultralists that were top left. Ooh, this is clever. So dropping the hatchery at an off location, maybe to create a Nidus Canal down the line and secure an additional gas. But Rush just now moving that command center out to go ahead and get his mineral only. His main just about mined out. Batch of troops have managed to breach bottom left as well. There is a Nidus here, but it looks like Rush, I think wisely, not deciding to push into that bottom left-hand corner, just getting the troops out, engaging Action, locking him down to 3 bases, grabbing his own base. This could be the winner here for Action, is this sneaky hatchery out on the field. Marine going to be wiped out at the 9 o'clock. The factory floating should be able to see any units, and that'll be just a radiation bait. At this stage, Action not wanting to expend any gas on Scourge to try to keep Defilers up, just to try to stay defensive. They're just so, I mean, 50 supply lead right now for Rush. Medic Marines pushing in, going to be able to wipe out that Ultralisk as it just stands in hold position. Full Carapace upgrades, but level 3 weapons as well for the Marines. And the Ultralisks have been heavily irradiated. Rush now going for it, bottom left. This has been a location of follies previously, and it looks like he is going to end up losing the Medic Marine forces here, which might open up Action to go ahead and grab the low ground. Now building that Nidus Canal upper left. A Marine was there, but missed everything else. So this is now going to be potentially 2 additional bases and open gas otherwise. A plague on the front, also plaguing that factory. Action's Ultras have just been sitting there, eating bullets to the face here and there, though. Another Marine going to check the 6 o'clock, try to deny that, but now Action has been able to secure the upper left. And that will be additional gas, critically, and additional bases to work with. Might be able to crawl down and grab that bottom left natural as well. Medic Marines trying to press up to that left-hand corner. A Spore Colony being dropped. I don't know if there's going to be enough defense in time for Action to rescue everything here top left. Let's see if he has enough troops. So he's got an Ultralisk and some Zerglings right here. Has some Zerglings and Ultralisk on the low ground. Nothing coming through the Nidus Canal right this second. And even if he wanted to, Rush is punching through the bottom right-hand natural simultaneously. Has dropped so many irradiates, cleared out all the sunken colonies. I was late to spot this. So the natural gone. He can't get anything through the Nidus, but has managed to wipe out the troops top left. So hatchery gone bottom left. That'll be 400 gas. Actually, Ultralisk is attacking its own extractor for some reason. Take that extractor. So, and oof, wow, look at that. 15 kills on that science vessel doing the eraser trick on the main. So Rush starting to take control as that drone finally making its way bottom left. All Rush has to do is shut down this top left-hand base, and he will be able to starve action out. As far as a follow-up, we do have some Scourge built, but not a lot left, and this is a massive amount of science vessels overall. Good amount of Scourge. I'm not sure where Action got the gas from. Sneaking out, another Plague dropped, but yeah, now pushing through, top left. Zerglings and Defilers flooding through. Firebats right there, and keep in mind these are +3 weapon Firebats. There's GG from Action. Great play from Rush. He was everywhere. I couldn't even keep up. I couldn't keep up with him as far as all the locations he was attacking and pressing simultaneously. Great play from him. It's always fun to watch him in TvZ. If you guys liked it, give a like and subscribe to StarCastTV. Getting a request from chat to roll it back to the attack bottom right, so we'll go ahead and so here we got go ahead and watch this attack as it's happening gloriously. So this is why, while this was happening, top left, and look, the eraser trick already going. And the Science Vessel already, yeah, I guess it already had 15 kills, but still able to empty it otherwise. Just obliterative. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Give a like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.